Good morning, Jacksonville, and welcome to On a Mission. I'm Penny Kievet, and our mission today is going to take us down the avenue of learning a little bit more about what's important to companies and organizations from a training perspective. And I have a dear acquaintance of mine who is joining us this morning. Gwen Taylor, welcome.
Always great to see you, Penny.
It is good to see you.
Always wonderful.
You are a very seasoned professional when it comes to helping organizations grow and mature and build on the folks that they have brought around them to help that company be successful.
Absolutely.
So tell us just a brief bit about how long you've been in this industry of training, and you're more the leadership, management, strategic leadership trainer. But tell us what got you started in it quickly, because I want to go to the good stuff, which is what is it you're seeing out there in today's organizations?
How things are changing, yeah, absolutely. It's a very interesting way that I began this process. I was actually working on my master's degree at UNF. Local, and somebody in one of my classes said, wow, you presented your information, you ought to be a professional speaker. Ooh. So talk about a deviation from a formal education. Over the years, some of the things
Did you finish that master's?
I did. I got my MBA from UNF, yes. And one of the things that I've really noticed is how the entire environment has shifted, and some people are willing to make that shift, in fact a vast majority, but it's always fascinating when I run into somebody who's unwilling to make the shift. I love the multiple generations. No one generation is better than the other. They all have their advantages.
I thought the boomers were the best generation. Not so.
Sometimes people do embrace one over the other, but all of them have really just bring great things, and I get to see that in action on how they interact, and then how they end up being innovative and willing to really help their customers or clients in any way that they can.
So if you took that background and plopped it into 2019, what is it that you think you're going to see this year with respect to how you can be helpful to organizations here in Northeast Florida and worldwide? Right.
Well, as you know, I've worked in over 50 countries. I've been to 106, but worked in over 50. And here in Jacksonville is where I'm really focusing for 2019. And we can talk a little bit later about my gift to the nonprofits in the city. But one of the big things that I've noticed is that here in the Jacksonville area, like other places, there are similarities. They can feel it down to their bones that they need to make changes, and they want to make those changes. They want to be innovative. They want to give customers great service, great products, and sometimes organizations are a little stumped. How do we go about doing that? We think we know what the issue is. We're not really always sure what's stopping us or what's slowing us down, and can this be accelerated somehow? And that's really the big shift that I'm seeing. Started in late 2018, and it's just like picking up speed by the week here in the Jacksonville area.
So you mean we've actually grown away from, I need time management training?
Or conflict management.
Or conflict management.
My all-time favorite. We need conflict management training.
That's right. Or it's all the secretary's fault, and so we need some training for our secretaries.
That's long gone. Thank goodness.
Good. Yes,
administrative professionals are worth their weight in gold.
Good. Yeah. So if there were 3 nuggets that you could give to people in the work environment today, that would be not have a price tag, because you're going to give it away for free right now. Yeah. What would those 3 nuggets be that is just rich?
The 3 big changes that are starting to happen are, and people are gravitating to it. I saw it in Silicon Valley, and I'm starting to see it pick up here in Florida, is a need for emotional intelligence. People know that how we handle our emotions, whether that is outright losing our cool, losing our temper, which is so unprofessional. But it can also show up in biased ways, how an executive or a manager interacts with one employee versus another. And so that level of emotional intelligence can be very nuanced and is something that has to be practiced. And that nugget is something that organizations are just lining up to get information on. And then of course others are, how do we embrace soon to be 5 generations in the workforce? That is a lot of humanity just in numbers. It's huge challenge. But then come the values, the desires, what they think is important, not important, how we ought to or really want to or should interact with one another. There are differences there, and then really helping them to embrace that. And a quick third would be the willingness to still be a leader. You know, collaboration's great, it's wonderful, but there are times where you have to be willing to lead from the front, not from the back. It's appropriate to lead from the back, but you got to be willing sometimes to take that risk and be the guy up front or the gal up front.
Thank you for sharing those rich nuggets.
You bet.
You also have a special proposition for nonprofits in Jacksonville. So would you please share that?
Absolutely. I've worked with all sorts of nonprofits. My favorite nonprofit is one that a lot
City
of...
Rescue Mission.
Love City Rescue Mission. Oh my goodness, the best. City Rescue Mission. And of course the Women's Center of Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a women's center here. But from a big perspective, a lot of people don't know this, that the United States has a nonprofit for, of course, propaganda. Pro-democracy propaganda. And I've worked with that nonprofit globally and had translators and so on. So that's like really fascinating.
So what are you giving away?
And I am giving away to the first 14 because she has already claimed her spot.
That's right.
So 14 more slots for 90 minutes of free training for nonprofits here in Jacksonville. So all you need to do is contact me and I will book you sometime during 2019 at your location, and I will come. And I don't care if you're 3 people. If you want management, leadership, communication, or this emotional intelligence that I've been talking about, you can get it. We can talk about what your needs are, and I'll do 90 minutes of free training.
What a gift. Thank you for doing that.
Jacksonville's
Thank
such a great time.
Thank you for being on a mission today, and I look forward to sharing the next mission with you.